but because Canada degraded so much in the last few years that it's like, what's the difference now? This is no better than there. Our healthcare is not any better. If anything, it's like, I'd rather pay and actually get it some healthcare. That's not good. Our school system's not good. Like, the place is a zoo right now, and it's not clean, and it's not like a nice looking city anymore. It's overrun with tents and bums and shit and smoke and piss. So 60% less taxes and a 1-to-1 CAD to USD exchange.
It only makes sense.
It only makes sense. I wonder if we get to keep the value of our properties here, or do we have to like adjust those?
Let's talk about that. All right. So there's a couple factors here. One is you're going to have a considerable amount of interest from the South wanting to move north. Okay.
A considerable amount. Why? Why will they want to do that?
Look at Canada as being the place for them for many reasons. We won't get into it. They love it, but they just can't get here.
We're not getting into it? Okay.
Well, we can't get into it. Well, think about it. Okay.
Can't
Canada
get here.
Doesn't have guns, right?
Yeah.
People like that.
People like that.
Think beautiful. People think we're very friendly. People think that we've got the most beautiful women in the world. People think that
they haven't been here lately.
They think that Toronto's a clean city, safe city. So, Vancouver is beautiful, the landscape, the environment out there and all that kind of stuff, ocean. So there's actually a lot of Americans who want to move to Canada who can't. So that's going to increase the amount of demand. But think about all the Canadians who would just go south.
Oh my God. If you could just drive there and you could stay.
Oh, yeah. Like you can, so you're 25 years old, you're thinking about getting a job, you're thinking about buying a house. You look at the prices here in Ontario and where your job is, and you're going like, why the heck would I stay here? Guess what? I don't have any options because no one wants to move to Saskatoon. Nobody wants to move to Nunavut. Nobody wants to move to Thunder Bay or New Brunswick or the Quebecois, right?
It's out of place now. Yeah.
You're stuck. You're living in the big city, slaving it for the man, when instead you can move down to Texas. Beautiful weather, beautiful
cheap friggin' houses.
Cheap houses, lots of jobs, good economy.
But hold on a sec. So do you get to keep the house value was the question? Because like, imagine you're living Niagara Falls on either side of the border. Like, have you seen the price difference on the south versus the north side of the border? So what happens to the border towns? Do the prices like come up in the States and go down in Canada, or do the States just automatically jump up because the dumb Canadians will pay it now?
We won't influence their pricing. So one Canadian dollar is equal. So pricing would automatically come down.
Canada would be like this expensive, crazy luxury state where everything is stupid expensive.
USD for a place in Toronto. Everyone would look around and we would say, why would I pay that much money for a house? That's that amount. And everybody who's now got USD is going to say, okay, why don't I sell my home for 30% less than I thought it was worth in Canadian dollars? Because I'm now getting USD for it.
Oh yeah, stay forward so we can hear you. That's much better when you're forward. You have no degrees of freedom today, TK, because you didn't bring a mic. Your punishment is you have to stay close to the frickin' mic, TK.
I gotcha.
Thank you. Okay, so, but the debate is heating up, and I, for one, I mean, I would love Canada to be able to stay separate, but I do see benefits to it amalgamating with the United States. I mean, I don't really understand why we're any different. What's that?
Never going to happen in our lifetime, but
never?
We can talk. No, not in our lifetime.
Never in our lifetime. Well, then let's not waste.
Just a negotiation strategy. It's a nothing burger, but it's fun to talk about.
I think it's really fun to talk about. And I really think that other people do too. Like, this is a topic of discussion with everybody that I talk to now. Maybe because I bring it up.
In person, they're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, I'm fucking in. Let's go.
We have to do it in a way like you're not wearing it proud. Like, we're the only two numbskulls recording it and putting it on YouTube.
I think we should say
there's a bunch of other people who make these beautiful long posts about how patriotic they are about Canada and how they would never want to move to the States. And then people like it on Facebook and say, yeah, Canada proud. We can still be Canada.
Listen, if it was 4, 5 years ago, I would be totally against it. But what happened in those 4, 5 years is Canada dropped so many levels from where it was before that moving to the States and being part of the States, which 5 years ago, I was like, I'm never moving to the States. I wouldn't move to that shithole for nothing. Now, I would consider some areas of the states because when you factor in one the cost of living, not only because of the fact that there's no fucking taxes there at all, but like everything's cheaper and there's no fucking taxes. So like you what's that?
Depends on the state.
It depends on the state, but that's what I'm saying. There's a few places that actually make sense now because not because they got so much better, but because Canada degraded so fucking much in the last few years that it's like, what's the difference now? This is no better than there. Our healthcare is not any better. If anything, it's like I'd rather fucking pay and actually get it some healthcare, right? Like that's not good. Our school system's not good. Like the place is a fucking zoo right now, and it's not clean, and it's not like a nice looking city anymore. It's overrun with tents and bums and shit and smoke and piss. Are you dying to have the Canadian Real Estate Show merch?
Ho, ho, ho. I bet they are, Darryl. Guess what?
Ho, ho, ho.
Now they can buy it themselves. Go check out the merch store.
What a Christmas gift this would be. Make Canada great again, TK.
Your significant other, think about them opening up on Christmas Day, a gift from the Canadian Real Estate Show. You know, maybe they don't even know what that is, but imagine the look on their eyes of surprise. Guys, for very reasonable rates that we make very little money on, check out the merch store and support the cause.